What would your life look like if hesitation had no power over you? If you stopped waiting for the stars to align, stopped waiting for the right moment, and simply moved? Think about how many dreams you quietly buried, not because they were impossible, not because you lacked skill, but simply because you froze. You waited. You told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow turned into weeks, then years, until your chance slipped away. The greatest enemy of your goals isn't failure. It isn't rejection. It's hesitation. That tiny pause between desire and decision. The instant your instinct whispers go, but your doubt screams wait. That is the battlefield. That is where destinies are won or lost. And today, right now, you draw the line. Because you were not built to sit still. You were not made to wait. You were born to act, to move, to create. That side of you, the side that refuses excuses and takes the first bold step, is still alive. You just need to wake it. This is not another speech about motivation. This is a command. Move. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because the future you want is not waiting politely. It is racing forward. And the only way to catch it is to run after it with everything you've got. Here's the harsh truth. Most people never fail because of lack of talent or intelligence or opportunity. They fail because they never start. They stay trapped circling the runway, planning, adjusting, visualizing, preparing, but never taking off. They confuse preparation with progress. They convince themselves they need more clarity, more motivation, more confidence. And in that waiting, momentum dies. Motivation is a liar. It whispers that you will act when the time is right, when you feel ready. But the time is never right. Readiness never arrives. Motivation fades as quickly as it appears. It's unreliable. Emotion changes like the weather. But discipline is unshakable. Discipline rewires everything. Discipline acts when motivation is gone, when excitement is burned out, when no one is clapping for you. It doesn't care about feelings. It cares about movement. Action is a cure. Motion creates clarity. You don't wait for confidence before you leap. You leap and confidence follows. The people you admire, the ones who shaped history, didn't succeed because they were fearless. They succeeded because they moved despite the fear. They understood that the pain of doing something uncomfortable is nothing compared to the crushing weight of regret. And regret is built brick by brick, one skipped action at a time, one excuse stacked on another, until it buries your potential. Every moment of hesitation is a decision. Each time you pause, your brain records a pause as danger. Not real danger, emotional danger. What if I fail? What will people think? What if I'm not ready? And with each hesitation, your identity begins to bend. You start to believe you are someone who doesn't finish, someone who doesn't act. But hesitation is not permanent. It's just a habit. And like any habit, it can be broken. You break it by teaching your body a new response, by pairing every thought with immediate movement. Speak when you want to stay silent. Move when you want to hold back. Commit when you want to delay. Hesitation does not protect you. It traps you. The more you act in the face of fear, the more your brain learns. This is who I am now. A doer, a builder, a mover. Someone who doesn't negotiate with fear, but crushes it beneath action. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need more confidence. You don't need permission. You only need to move. And the faster you move, the faster fear fades. So ask yourself right now, what would my life look like if I replaced every hesitation with bold, immediate action? You already know the answer. It would look unstoppable, unapologetic, unrecognizable. And that version of you is waiting. Discipline is not a punishment. It is not a cage. It is the very foundation of freedom. The legends you admire, the names etched in history, did not rise because they felt inspired every day. They rose because they anchored themselves in relentless discipline. Motivation whispers, maybe later. Discipline demands, now. Motivation flickers like a candle in the wind. Discipline burns like an unshakable flame. You see, most people think they fail because they lack talent or resources or luck. The truth is far simpler. They fail because they do not follow through. They quit when it hurts. They pause when doubt speaks louder than purpose. They walk away the moment passion fades. But the disciplined, they endure. They keep showing up even when their feelings scream otherwise. Every rep in silence, every step in the dark, every word written when no one is watching, it all compounds. It all becomes a roar that will one day echo. Discipline is your edge. It is the one factor you can control, no matter your past or present. You may not be the smartest, the fastest, or the most gifted, but if you are the most consistent, time bends in your favor. Consistency transforms average into greatness. If you want to silence fear, you must out-discipline it, outwork it, outlast it. You must teach fear that it has no seat at your table, because your actions are too loud for its whispers to matter. The truth no one talks about is this. Discipline feels hard in the beginning. Every fiber of your being resists it. But over time, it transforms into identity. Once it becomes identity, it no longer feels like force. It feels like nature. You don't drag yourself into action. You act because it's who you are. That is real power. So ask yourself, how long have you been waiting? Waiting for courage, waiting for timing, waiting for a spark to ignite you? You've been telling yourself that when life gets easier, when fear softens, when conditions align, you'll go all in. But you know deep down, that day never comes. The more you wait, the tighter fear grips your potential. There is no perfect time. There never has been. Success does not arrive with permission slips. It arrives for those who act. Look around you. The people passing you by weren't smarter. They weren't braver. They simply moved when you hesitated. They took imperfect action while you planned. They stumbled forward while you stood still. That's the difference. Not genius. Not luck. Motion. You don't build confidence by waiting for it. You build it by showing up messy, by failing forward, by proving to yourself day after day that hesitation cannot hold you hostage. Perfection is a myth. Chasing it will paralyze you. It will disguise itself as preparation, as research, as waiting for clarity. But in truth, it is fear in costume. You don't need another book. You don't need another course. You don't need one more sign. You have everything you need inside of you already, but it will only come alive through movement. Think of the people who rewrote history. Edison, Ford, Oprah, Musk. Do you think they waited until certainty appeared? No. They moved, and clarity revealed itself through motion. Action exposed a path. And here's the paradox. Fear grows in stillness but dies in movement. The longer you hesitate, the bigger fear becomes. But the second you act, fear loses its grip. So what do? You stop giving fear the microphone. You stop waiting for readiness. You choose motion. You commit to imperfect, messy, uncomfortable action. You accept failure not as the end but as fuel, because the extraordinary are not fearless. They are simply relentless movers. And if you choose discipline, if you choose to keep moving even when everything inside you says stop, you will rise. Not someday. Today. Inside you lives another version of yourself. Not the hesitant you. Not the fearful you. Not the one chained by doubt, excuses, or hesitation. No, the other self. The self that rises without permission, that acts without hesitation, that dares when others retreat. This self is not a dream. It is not fantasy. It is already there, waiting behind the walls you've built. Every time you've ignored your instincts, every time you've silenced your courage, every time you've chosen safety over growth, you've buried that self deeper. But it has never left. It has been waiting. And the moment you choose to move without fear, the moment you act without hesitation, that self awakens. Think about it. Every great achievement you've ever admired came from someone's other self. The self that didn't stop when things got hard. The self that didn't bow to fear. The self that refused to quit no matter the noise around them. This self is not superhuman. It's not unreachable. It is simply the you that exists when fear is silenced, when discipline is chosen, when hesitation is destroyed. You felt it before. Remember the time you acted boldly, without thinking twice? When you spoke up, when you leapt, when you did the thing others thought you couldn't. That was a glimpse of your other self breaking through. And every time you honor that instinct, every time you move without delay, That sigh grows stronger. But here's the truth most people never face. If you don't awaken that self, life will bury you in regret. You will look back and realize fear didn't just steal your dreams. It stole your identity. Regret is not built in a day. It is built in moments of hesitation, stacked one upon the other until they form a cage. And you are not meant for cages. You are meant for battlefields, for mountains, for victories that echo through time. The only way out is through action, through disciplined, fearless movement. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Because when you finally act, when you finally move, something shifts inside. Your body learns, this is who I am now, not the person who waits, not the person who hesitates, but the person who executes, who rises, who refuses to bow to fear. This is how ordinary lives become extraordinary, not through luck, not through genius, but through the daily choice to step into the other self. So here is your call. Awaken it. Stop negotiating with doubt. Stop bargaining with fear. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Perfect timing is a lie. The only timing that matters is now. From this moment, every hesitation must be a trigger, a signal. The second you feel yourself pause, the second you hear that inner voice whisper, wait, you go, you move, you act, because hesitation is no longer your master. And as you do, you will discover what was hidden all along. Power, clarity, confidence, freedom. You will look in the mirror and see not the old self, the one chained by fear, but the other self, the one who creates, the one who leads, the one who is unstoppable. This is the life waiting for you, a life beyond fear, a life of relentless action, a life where hesitation has no voice and regret has no place. Awaken your other self, and let the world meet the version of you that has been silent.